All right, we got a seat. Let's open something sweet. Let's see what we got here. So there's Underworld Breach. So I know this is a thing with the Storm deck. I'm not going to first pick that though. Definitely don't know the lay of the land enough to try to just start with that. I think I'm just going to grab Thoughtseize while I take a look at some of the other things. So I do know that one of the easiest things to draft and one of the most effective things is some variation of White Weenie / Boros, and Luminarch Aspirant is quite good, and Varia and Oxy is okay, or Oski, Varia and Oski, yeah, that's okay. There's this big dumb green dude. So Breach is an enabler, so I'm probably going to stay away from any sort of storm stuff since I'm passing that. I don't really know what this... Oh, this is the one that flips if you have 5 or more cards in your graveyard. Okay, so... Excuse me. So one of the things I kind of hope for, so while I'm learning this format, is that I get cards early that sort of point me in a particular direction, because it's very easy for me to get lost. And I think for anyone who's cubing for the first time, or not necessarily for the first time, but without a ton of experience, it's very easy to get lost. Thoughtseize, I think, is just a very powerful non-committal card. And into what? So we've got Force of Negation. Okay. Hymn to Torok. I like Hymn to Torok. So, and this is sort of the stuff, every card in the cube is so powerful. To me, I don't know, like, Hymn to Torok seems like a very powerful effect, especially when you already have Thoughtseize, and this keeps us in color and all that, but I don't know how that matches up against some of the power level of other cards. But nothing in here is really jumping out as anything crazy at me. We don't have any... fetch lands. Savannah is not a duel I'm interested in. These green things are not the type of thing I want to do. Vindicate, I would love to see come back around. Force of Negation, I would be happy if that came back around. What does this even do? Twist number lands. Okay, that is not the sort of thing I'm going to be doing, I don't think. So yeah, I think Hymn to Torok's probably a reasonable card to take after a first pick Thoughtseize. And then we have Consult the Star Charts, Deep Cavern Bat, Vampire Hexmage. So I do know that this combos with Dark Depths, so you could kind of gamble on that. But I think, since we already have 2 hand disruption spells, just taking a Deep Cavern Bat seems reasonable. Excuse me. Consult the Star Charts coming back would be cool. Elegy Alkalite. Obviously, I know this card. Having won with and lost to it a great many times during Eternity's format, I have no idea how well that measures up to other creatures in Cube. It seems like maybe it's a little slow and not quite there, but I really don't know. Anyway, we definitely have a theme going here. Thoughtseize him, and then Deep Cavern Bat. Sort of making a cohesive deck here. And then Shieldred? That's got to be it, right? So this thing, you mill and you put a creature Planeswalker into your hand. Okay, so that's reasonable. I know Solitude's pretty good as well. Oculus, the Bauble. This seems like a really strong pack, and there's a Triome as well, Sarah Paragon. Yeah, so this seems like a strong pack overall, but I feel like based off our start so far, Shieldred just makes the most sense. Definitely got some controlling elements and some black cards going on here. So taking a close look at these lands, these 3 duels are definitely tempting, but there's also a dam, and I have no idea. Oh man, this is a lot of words. Okay, exile a creature card from their hand until it leaves, and then it can become a copy of that. Okay, that's great. How do we flip it? I guess you just cast the other side, so this thing doesn't flip on its own. Like if you play the front side, there's no way to flip it. Okay. And then, all right. That is all well and cool and stuff, but I think I either take Dam or one of the dual lands. And I think I'm going to take the Surveil land. Maybe I just take Dam. I think I changed my mind at the last second there, but maybe it was one of the lands instead. I'm not sure. I can get rewarded though and just take Dark Slick Shores here. Carnage Interpreter is pretty cool. I have had a chance to play with this card. The only thing is sort of the deck we are sculpting so far is not necessarily the type of deck that's going to dump their hand and then want to have a discard draw effect. Oh, there's also a Triome here. Shoot, do we take the Dark Slick Shores or the Triome? So I think we're more likely to be blue-black than we are black-red or black-green, but Triome is more powerful. So what does this one do? So if you gain 3 or more life, then you flip it. Okay, that guy's cool and all. I think we're going to take a land here instead. I think I'm going to be a Triome. So when you are doing cube draft and you know what you're doing and you see somebody in your pod that has like 7 packs in front of them, hi, it's me. I'm that guy here. So there's days. There's days. There's another Triome. Again, we are avoiding blue-black lands. There's Chromos Seed Shark. And then there's also Mosswood Dreadnought. Mosswood Dreadnought actually kind of seems like maybe we're drafting some sort of like mid-range Jund deck. I know that's a thing, right? And we got the Jund Triome. Okay, cool. Let's go for it. Why not? This is a card that I remember a little bit because I did play Wilds of Eldraine. Okay, so with that in mind, I guess we take Bloodbraid Elf. What are our hits? Deep Cavern Bat and Mosswood Dreadnought? Or do we take this thing instead? No, that's not Jund colors. Okay. Sure. So another thing that I think is maybe a trap to fall into. Is it this thing? We'll take that. Not this, right? Yeah. So maybe a trap to fall into if you're like me and you don't have a ton of experience cubing and maybe don't know a lot of the cards. It's just kind of picking the cards that you know what they do, which is something that I'm trying to avoid doing. You know, when I see things like Dreadnought and Bloodbraid Elf and Shieldred, I like go, oh, these are these good Jund cards. I know what those do. I think in this case, it kind of makes sense. Like we're kind of doing it here. Let me read this again. So, okay. That seems good. I really don't understand this plot thing. I read the words. I know what they do, but I didn't play during that set. I'm just going to take this Hex Mage just in case we see a Dark Depths. But I don't understand the application of playing a higher plot cost than just the cost of the card. I'm sure there's some interaction I'm missing there. Sacrifice an artifact, sacrifices enchantment, or sacrifices a creature with flying. Okay, that actually might be main deckable. Overgrown Tomb, that's huge, right? Cool. Yeah, sure. All right, we're doing it. Drund. What is this thing? That is a late Ulamog for people who are doing cheaty stuff. Triple Haze transforms. Okay, that's fine. Triple Haze transforms other creatures have. Okay, cool. Nova Hellkate is also a reasonable card. We're going to take I don't know much, but I know Mox Sapphire is a good card. Excuse me. Of course, I'd rather have a Mox in my color, but I guess I shouldn't complain about opening a Mox of any color. What do you do? Oh, I've read this before and I didn't really get it. So this is a 3-mana Planeswalker. As long as it is not on the battlefield, you make a 1/1, or it is a 1/1. What does that mean? As long as it is not on the battlefield. So if it's in your hand, it's also a creature? Okay, so if you mill an insect card, which would include itself if you had multiple copies in your deck, that seems again like a lot of words. So I don't know how you make that work based on what's in the cube. So what do we want to see come around? I guess Chandra, maybe Mind Collapse, maybe Pyrokinesis, maybe Explore, 2 Explorers. I don't know. I'm definitely taking the Mox though. Cool. I probably shouldn't have messed around with dragging stuff over like while it was selecting. I might have gotten screwed by the auto select. Okay, probably take the fetch land here, right? Because we can get so many things. Yeah, okay, definitely seems like the play. What does this thing do? Puts all the cards in the graveyard on the bottom of their library in a random order. Okay. Sylvan Safekeeper I know is decent. And Noble Hierarch's obviously fine, but doesn't produce the colors we want. Outside of that, there's nothing really that exciting in here, so I'm kind of happy to take the fetch land. That is a lot of words. Okay. Living Weapon. What does that do? Does that make yeah, okay. It's like job select-ish. All right. What do we get? Well, so we were going to be Jund, but I can take this recall. We have the Mox Sapphire. We don't have any blue duels, but we also don't really want to play red, or don't need to play red, except that's what all of our colors are. Or all of our lands are red lands, but Bloodbraid Elf is the only red we have. So what does this guy do? Okay, so that's a landfall payoff. Okay, Nissa would definitely be an option, but I think I just want to take Ancestral Recall, and maybe we wheel one of these green-blue lands? Okay, so Renin 6. So, does 1 damage to any target. Sorceries have Retrace. Would you play again by... Okay, ooh, do we take Leovold now? Do we take Leovold and then hope to find some draw 7s? Now that maybe we're looking like playing blue instead of red? Oh god, what a shame that might be with our land. So we would still keep the Wooded Foothills. Or we could just take Lightning Bolt. Or we could take this Murderous Cut thing. Alright, let's take Leovold and maybe we find a draw 7. Alright, let's see what we have here. So, Baleful Strix? Baleful Strix? Tarmogoyf? Maybe? Yeah, I guess probably just Baleful Strix, right? So what are we doing here? Some sort of mid-rangey, value-y deck. Definitely base black. We got some green, some blue, maybe some red in there. Alright. Yep, Baleful Strix it is, I do believe. Alright. So there's Quantum Riddler. So this pack has been very forthcoming with the blue. What do you do? Choose one, counter target spell. So 3/2 flash that can counter a spell, but they draw a card, or you can destroy another creature, planeswalker, but your opponent draws a card. There's a Saga. That seems kind of late for that card. That thing seems good. Or do we just take Riddler? I mean, we don't have any sort of like tricks, you know, flickers or anything to like get around the actual warp portion of it. I think I can take this guy. This guy seems okay. A little bit of interaction. We don't have a ton of interaction going on here. Mind Twist. So we already have Deep Cavern Bat, Hymn to Torak, and Thoughtseize. Do we need a Mind Twist as well? I don't know. That's a wasteland. I'm worried about going overboard with Hand Disruption. But let's take Mind Twist. Okay, so we're getting back into our wheel packs. What does this do? You're stepped unless you control a format. Or wait, no, sorry, this is our last pack before our wheels. Destroy artifact enchanted. Do we want this? It seems like a lot. Maybe we take Luis. Yeah, I think we're gonna take Luis instead. Again, trying not to fall into the trap of playing the cards that like I know what they do, but so there's Explorer. I'm gonna take the this Triome now that we are in blue over the Pyrokinesis. And I guess I could take Noble Hierarch for the same reason, right? Sure. Yeah, we don't really have the land interaction for the Sylvan Safekeeper. Okay, we got both of the blue-green lands. What's better? This deck? Surveil land? I do want to be aware of the fact that I have 3 double black 2-drops, so we do kind of want to stay predominantly black, if possible. Soul Cauldron, what can I do with that? Is VV in the cube? I'll take it. Oh, I guess I'll take Tarmogoyf. Excuse me. I'm passing up Trinket Mage, but I just don't have anything going on with that. Same with Upheaval. There's like a lot of powerful cards going very late that are just like kind of powerful but more complicated cards. All right, let's see what we open up here. A Soul Ring. Okay. That's kind of gonna be it, right? So yeah, then there's Yawgmoth's Will as well. So there was like what 12th pick Tendrils I could have taken, and then Yawgwill. Yeah, we definitely, if I went into this being a little more open to playing like a more complicated deck, we definitely could have made it happen with Storm. There's also Craterhoof Behemoth. I would like this Creeping Tar Pit to come back. Maybe that's a little bit ambitious. What does this thing do? When it attacks, reveal top card of your library, put it in your hand. You lose life equal to its mana card value if it's not saddled. Okay. What is this? Now becomes saddled until end of turn. Oh, so it's like a creature that's a vehicle. Got it. Sacrifice 10 non-land permanents, huh? Okay. Ooh, this thing's really good. What else we got going on here? We've got a couple green-red lands up the beanstalk. More hand disruption. Okay. Currency for converter cryptic command, but I think I'm just gonna slam the Tameo here. All right, so let's see what's going on. We're gonna get rid of red, so I can get rid of that as well. I'm gonna keep the fetch though, because that fetches both triomes. We have the tomb as well. Okay. I'm gonna start clearing this up just a little bit. I think I can get rid of the Soul Cauldron. I don't know if I want the Aether Spellbomb or not. Probably not. Pick the poison, maybe not main deck. What does this do? So it's like a combat trick where you get to draw a card, but that seems like a lot to make work. Curious. Okay, Time Warp. There's that Gideon. There's this thing. Okay. Natural Order. Okay, we don't really have anything that we want to cheat in. Do we just take the Zagoth Triome, I guess? Yeah, because I don't know that I want to grab... I think we need some more fixing. I don't know about grabbing the Time Warp. What do you do? Exile something from the graveyard. Whenever one or more counters, put a... Oh. Okay, that seems pretty good. But I'm just going to go ahead and snag the Triome here. Fixes our mana quite a bit. There's Mana Birds. And then there's the Spacewood Verge. So I think I'll take the land fixing over the creature fixing. Do I have a way to, like, win the game? I've got Shieldred. I've got this thing, which might actually... I guess maybe we play just because we need, like, things that attack. This thing's okay. No Hex Mage, because we haven't seen Dark Depths. Or, fuck, for all I know, maybe I saw it and I just didn't even notice. Soul Ring's not even that great in the deck, right? Like, I don't have... Wow, actually, like, yeah, if you look at what I need colorless mana for, there's really not much going on there. Jeez. I feel like there are a lot of... Just based on some of the cards that I've seen, like, kind of late, I almost... You know, have to assume that there are some people that are just finding their footing just as much as I am. Like, that's kind of a late Swords. A lot of good white cards here. I think I just take another land, though. No need for Metamorphose, since we're not doing any stormy stuff. Alright, so there's a Bayou? Terra Sunder. There's also Underground Mortuary, and this thing. What does this do? That's that is cool, but I think we want to take Bayou. Yeah. So like I said, so many double black 2-drops. Bayou is just going to be so helpful. I was considering taking Terrace Under and then hoping I wield one of these lands, but I think I'd rather just take the Bayou. Let's see. So we could probably play Fire Covenant. We do still have the Verge, and we have the Triome for red. I'm not going to play Survival of the Fittest. And I'm not going to play this Talisman, and I'm not going to play World Spineworm. So yeah, all right. Talked myself into it. So let's put the Verge back into the deck. What do you do? So this brings... Oh, wait. Enters or attacks, discards. Ooh. Okay. Actually, yeah. Where's the dig through time? So, I changed my mind at the last second there because we're still not really playing red, right? So, Roxit probably wasn't it. Yogwell's still in the pack. Okay. But Creeping Tar Pit came back, so that's good. I guess dig through time is okay in this. So, we have... Wow, I've taken a lot of lands. I don't know if that's good or not. 6, 9, 10. This is now 11 non-basics. Okay, so that leaves us... So that's 22 spells. I don't think Currency Converter is a thing I want, and I don't think Up the Beanstalk is a thing that I want either. I mean, Currency Converter could be a thing that I want. I don't really... Wait, this is not the card I thought it was. I thought that was the stupid thing from the Spider-Man set. All right, I'll read that in a second. What do you do? I don't think that's the thing. I think maybe it's this. I think maybe it's this because I need creatures at this point. What do you do? I read this earlier. So enchanted creature gets +1/+1. It's probably not making the deck, but it is in color. Wow. Okay. I probably could add a simple white deck. I know I could have had a good, complicated storm deck. Terrace Under came back, which is pretty sick, considering I almost took that. And, yeah, let's see how deck building looks here. So I forget what the final count was. I think it was 11 non-basics. Excuse me. And a Mox Sapphire. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10... 11 non-basics and a Mox Sapphire, which I'll just go ahead and cut an island for. And then we need to do one other cut. But what does this thing do? Okay, so whenever you discard a card, you may exile it. That card from your graveyard, draw a card and discard. Put a card exiled into the graveyard if it's land, create a treasure if it's non-land. Okay. So just sort of a long-term mana sink. But gets better when you have discard. So if I had something like Liliana or something, some symmetric discard, that'd be good. I don't think I can cut any creatures. We are just sort of like this mid-range value-y deck, which I don't know if that's a strong enough thing to be doing in Cube. As far as red sources go, we have a fetch, we have Verge, and we have the Triome. The question is, do I still want to play a Mountain for Fire Covenant? And I think our mana is probably good enough that I can. So what do I cut? Is it Aether Spellbomb? What do you do? So when you attack, you can make a 1/1 vampire with lifelink. And then if I have the most life, I get to draw a card and lose life. Okay. I mean, this card definitely doesn't seem fantastic, but like at a certain point, I just need to keep something in the deck that can win the game eventually. So yeah, I think I might just cut Aether Spellbomb. Excuse me, and yeah, we'll go with this. All right, we found our first opponent. It is a Pox on our mana. Okay. We won the die roll, and we're on the play, and we've got a Mox and a Noble Hierarch, so we are ramping. Ramping to what, though? Okay, so I can't really turn one Noble Hierarch no matter what, but I guess I can turn one Triome. Turn 2, play this Preacher thing. Maybe I just turn one Creeping Tar Pit. Yeah, okay, I mean, I think I keep no matter what. I think I play this Triome, though. And I'm not going to play the Mox until next turn. So if we are tied for the most life, you get to do both things. That's pretty cool. Alright. So we're not going to have an untapped land, so I can't Shield Trade next turn, which is kind of a shame. But I never... Yeah, so if you are tied, which we would be if I get to attack next turn, I get to make a 1/1 and draw a card and lose a life. That's pretty sick. If I draw an untapped land and I can Shield Trade, that's also pretty cool. I don't know what you do. You're an otter. Look at the top. So did not Offspring. They have a Mana Crypt. Oh boy. He said they Mana Crypt and Lotus Petal. So that's all this does, is it found the Mana Crypt. Lightning Greaves. So they can have a 1/2 with Haste and Shroud. Alright. So we drew Tameo. So I'm definitely attacking and then just playing Noble Hierarch, I guess. And Tameo. Okay, when it attacks, that's when you draw. Okay, sure. Let's attack. I wanted to make sure that there wasn't a chance. I guess there actually was a chance, right? So when you draw your third card in a turn. Oh, actually. So we've now drawn 2 cards. And then we can play Mouse with Dread Knight. And then Tameo will flip, right? Yeah. Yeah. All right, we're doing it. I'm doing the thing. I don't know what the cards do, but I'm doing it. Okay, so +1. I don't have anything in my graveyard, so... Or it's +2. Sick. And then I can play this and still play Noble Hierarch. Hell yeah. Alright, so they took 3 from their Mana Crypt. I'm sitting here reading my cards instead of looking at what they're doing, but I think this is going well so far. Oh no, Strip Mine. Show and Tell. Alright, well, I'll Show and Tell out of Shieldred. You're probably going to do something scarier. Grizzlebrand, okay. I don't have a way to kill that. That's not great. Alright. Well, it looked like it was going well, but I don't really know what to do about Grizzlebrand. So I can still attack with the Preacher because it does have Death Touch, so that's good. And that'll draw me another card. So let's go ahead and do that. But unless we hit... Oh, Noble Hierarch has Exalted. Okay, so we'll be able to hymn their last 2 cards away. That's cool. I guess they could have creeps up the Grizzlebrand and attacked, right? Oh, I guess they were worried about the attack back. I don't know. Okay, so let's hymn their last 2 cards away. But, my Tameo's just dead no matter what. So the question is, do I get the hymn back? I'm going to target that player. Time Spiral and Third Path Iconoclast, okay. So we +2 Tameo. They still get to attack for 6. They kill Tameo, they're going to go up to 21. Ugh. Yeah, we're in trouble. We're in big trouble. And I don't think getting the hymn back really does anything, so I will +2 Tameo. If anything, Oh no, I could have played the Dread Knight. Shit. I could have played the Dread Knight because of Noble Hierarch. I'm sitting here yapping about whether I should get the Tameo, get the Hymn to Turok back or not. Okay. So now that thing has Shroud. Ah, man. So definitely misplay, not playing my Dread Knight there. Library of Alexandria. Okay, that's not looking great. Soul Ring's not looking great right now either. To be fair. Alright, let's get in there with everybody. Dig through time? Okay, so I've got 3 cards that I can get rid of. So this is 8 mana total. So 5. So if I play the Mountain, I can dig. Or if I play Soul Ring. So wait, I need... It's 8 mana total. I can do math. I need 5. I've got 4. So if I go tap land, Soul Ring, then I'll have 5, right? Yeah, so let's do this. Wait, what's happening? Oh, I am in mid-combat right now. Oh man, this is fun. Playing with all these powerful cards that I don't really know what they do. But okay, so that'll give me 5 mana. I can play the tap land. I can dig through time at the end of their turn because this is an instant. Just double checking. I guess maybe I could have cycled that instead. I don't know. All right, lose the flip. I guess they didn't lose the flip. So I guess fortunately I have them in a spot where they don't want to draw 7. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, you got me. I don't know if I still do this. Right, so at the beginning of the next end step. I guess I still do that. Oh, I forgot about Hierarch. So we'll get rid of that and Tamio. Get rid of that. I don't think I have any way to get creatures back, but I'll get rid of that and Tamio, or him. Alright, so. Ooh, I can take Fire Covenant. Do I have a red source? Oh, I have a mountain in my hand. Duh. So I can take Fire Covenant and then use that to kill their dude, and I can take Recall and draw a bunch of cards and get excited and not even read the other cards? Hell yeah. Alright, mountain. Okay, so Fire Covenant is an instant. I pay 7 life, do 7 damage to their creature. They're going to be able to do this and get 7 cards next turn. That's... I don't like that very much. But, okay, let's attack. Boop, boop, boop. Draw a card and lose life. Gain 2 life. Oh, this thing has Shroud. Duh. Because they have Lightning Greaves. Okay, whoops. Well, that's not as good then. Quite obviously. Alright. I'm going to keep this to cycle, and we have Ancestral Recall. Ah, we need them to lose some flips. That's the only way we do damage to them. This is at the beginning of the next end step. Okay. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and draw 3. Or cycle for 3. Okay. And then draw 3. So we don't have the white mana to overload, so. Mind Twist. Okay, Leovold. That negates the Gristlebrand to some extent. Okay, so I can Mind Twist them for 1. And I could also Leovold. I guess maybe I should have Mind Twisted for 1 first. Just to get the last card out of their hand. Okay, Baleful Strix blocks Grizzlebrand pretty well. Okay, so Leovold costs 3, Baleful Strix is 2, Mind Twist for 1. Alright, so let's Leovold first. Let's make sure that we don't get screwed mana-wise. So I'm going to Mind Twist them for 1. Okay, so now they can't... Not that they could draw 7 anyway, but they also can't Memory Jar. What was this? Okay, and then we'll play Baleful Strix. blocks Grizzlebrand. I think we're doing okay. And then if they lose the flip here, they just die. Hey, it's about time. All right, cool. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't. Right, they couldn't use Grizzlebrand or Memory Jar because I had Shieldered in play. If only they didn't know what my cards do as much as I didn't know what my cards do. All right. So I'm wondering if I cut another land. So we're playing 16 lands, but we've Mox Sapphire and we have Soul Ring. It just felt like I was a little flooded there. Yeah, I think I cut an island. Oh, then right, we have to replace it with something. We replace it with Pick Your Poison would have been good there. I don't know about that. Okay. All right. So we're, I guess, replacing the land with a cantrip with an upside is not a terrible idea. All right. Let's go. On to game 2. All right. Excuse me. On to round 2 against a Crasha. So Shieldred's a pretty good card. And I was actually just sitting here thinking, I remember the first draft I did of this format last week, my first pack had a Shieldred in it, and I had that sort of conundrum that I already talked about, where I'm like, okay, I know Shieldred's a very good card, but is it good enough in a format this powerful? And I think the answer is yes. So this hand, same sort of question. We can hymn them. This would be such a better hand on the play, right? What do you do? I hate energy I hate energy counters because I don't really know exactly what's going on with them. So gain life and get an energy. You can use 3 energy to put 2 1/1 counters on something. Okay, that's cool. I'm just gonna play our Tar Pit, and the next turn we'll go Swamp Hymn, and then we've got Baleful Strix and Tap Land on turn 3, I guess, probably. Territorial Kavu. Okay. Whenever it attacks you... Okay, we drew Thoughtseize. Cool. You can discard a card and draw a card. Alright, I think I just hit them. What did we hit? We hit a land and this Chariot thing? Okay. Oh, I remember this card. This card's kind of annoying. Okay. And then they got the Kiki-Jiki thingamajig. Alright, so they've done a bunch of stuff. We got them down to 1 card in hand, and we have a Thoughtseize. And we've got Damn to kill one of their dudes. I don't know if it's a 3/3. We drew Soul Ring. That's not that exciting because we don't really need colorless mana yet. Alright. Okay, so the Kiki-Jiki makes a copy. Huh. So I think I'm just gonna kill the Kavu. That's the biggest threat right now, and then probably play a tap land. Their Kiki-Jiki is probably a brick here. I don't think I need the 3rd black, because I mean, I guess they could discard their hand and draw 2 cards. Okay. Oh, it's up to 2. Okay, never mind. Hand, put the rest in your graveyard. There's, so it's just land. They're losing Swords to Plowshares. Okay, okay. Okay, so they're not doing anything too scary quite yet. They do get to put another 2 1/1 counters on something, and they're making a lot of treasures. Whoa! What are all those 2s? I'm getting killed by 2s. Alright. So we're definitely drawing some cards next turn. Wow. I hope that goes away. That's actually kind of annoying. How do I... Oh, wow, we are super bugged, because apparently they played this. But it shows that it's still in their hand. Whoa. Alright, and my cards are showing up as tapped. Okay, so I'm going to play Baleful Strix for sure. And then the question is, do I play Overgrown Tomb tapped and then play Moss... I guess it's Dread Whispers, the draw one. That would be 3 more damage just to draw 1. Oh, man, we're not really getting anything. Or we could just run this out, right? Because that blocks their 2/2. And maybe we can't really afford. This should be untapped, so that's a bug. Okay. This is really goofy. I'm going to have to restart my client after this, I do believe. So I think I'm going to do this and fetch for a untapped land. Is this... Am I even going to be able to do this? Because everything's so bugged? Oh wait, that's not an untapped land. Okay, I'm going to do this. It's going to move to their turn, and I'm just going to restart my client right now. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is on my client restart. My little hint there was pretty crangled. Hopefully everything's fixed coming back in here, and I'm not too screwed over. Okay. Looks like we're okay. So they got their Kikijiki flipped because the saga ended, so now they can make copies of stuff. This Guide of Souls is doing a lot of work, and maybe I was supposed to kill that instead of the Territorial Kavu. Starting to look like that may have been the case. Baleful Strix does block it easily, though. They only have one card in hand. To one other target creature's base power and toughness. Okay, so... I guess I probably trade... So I'm definitely trading the Guide of Souls for the Baleful Strix, and I can trade... Oh, do you have something? Oh, am I just dead? Yeah. I guess I'm not just dead. I can block this and take it. No, that has trample. So I'm just dead, right? As long as they don't mess this up. Yeah, okay. Cool. All right, so that was a little annoying. Maybe if I killed the Guide of Souls instead of their other creature, maybe I would have had a chance there, but honestly, my whole client getting Omega Crangled there on top of, you know, me already not really knowing what I was doing made things a little extra complicated, but that's okay. Let's go on to game 3. All right, on to round 3 with another fellow beta participant. Okay, so again on the draw, which is a little lame, but we can go Creeping Tar Pits. Actually, I guess it's Bayou Thoughtseize and then swamp him. Yeah, okay. What even happened? Okay, got it. Got it. Okay. So yeah, we'll go Bayou Thoughtseize. Okay, what do you do as... so I'm just going to take this since the Ice Still Explorer is a little ways away. Although that is more powerful. Eternalize. Okay. Yeah, maybe actually I just take the Explorer. So they've got a lot of ramp but no gas yet. So I'm wondering if... Well, they do have 2 fresh cards. Okay, and they play that. So yeah, I'll just him and then take the rest of their hand. That seems good. Hopefully we draw a red source so we can Fire Covenant at some point. Excuse me. But I like where we're at so far. Luis, it's a good draw. So I'm gonna play the Tar Pit. Oh, I guess I probably should have drawn first. Yeah, because I think I do want to draw here. 4/5 Tarmogoyf's pretty good against their board right now. Oh, they have an Ancestral Recall. Okay, they'll probably able to find some big dudes off of that. Okay. Land you control is put in the graveyard. You create a 5/3. They don't have any ways to get rid of lands yet. I could Mind Twist them for 2. So I could play Goyf, which at least blocks. I could play Goyf and Recall. Yeah, let's Recall, because I need to hit a land drop here. And then we can play Goyf as well. It was tempting to Mind Twist them, but don't think that's quite what I want to do here, although... Huh. I could also Fire Covenant now because I drew Verge. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just Fire Covenant for 4? Or do I want to do 8 and kill both their dudes? It's probably just 4, right? Yeah. Fire Covenant for 4. Alright. Alright, cool. That was a good draw. Ancestral Recall is a good card, as it turns out. And then, hopefully they don't do anything too exciting here, and then I can just Mind Twist their hand away. I mean, they do still have access to a bunch of mana. Presumably their deck has some big stuff in it. What do you do? What is Retrace? Retrace. Kiss a card by discarding a land card in addition to its other costs. Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, so does that mean I need to start putting some pressure on them? That could be the case, right? So we could play this dude. And let's play this dude and start attacking. Does this cost a flip? 7? Right. So I think I can start putting some pressure, or I have to start putting some pressure on them. 6 was obviously quite a good draw for them. Okay. But we have Luis. I can't flip that. That flips for 7, so we're not going to quite be there yet. I could twist them for 2, play Goyf, and a tap land. Yeah, okay. That, I think, is what I'm going to have to do. So I want to do that. I don't need the red source, and we'll do that. We'll keep a blue. We'll play Goyf. I could also play Noble Hierarch, or I could play Tapland. And I think I'm going to play Tapland because I think my road to victory involves flipping this. Excuse me. And also a big Luis. But because of 6, like any card that they draw, they're just based off the way their deck is, they're either going to draw big stuff or lands. Yeah. So now they can explore. They've got Strip Mine. Shit, that is going to keep me off 7 mana, isn't it? Yep. This is annoying. They're doing broken things, and I'm just kind of doing, like, normal stuff. Which I think, unsurprising, is a situation I find myself in quite a bit. So when this dies, it just comes back. Okay. Alright. Any way that we win this game? Just leave Vault help. Probably not. I can play Luis for 3. 8, that's 11. Luis blocks. Does this have trample? Of course it does. It's a big dumb green creature. Of course it has trample. Okay, yeah, I think I'm just dead here. Because even if I double blocked after playing Luis, yeah. Okay. So, I think this is, again, maybe a common situation to find yourself in if you are like me and kind of new to Cube, where you're like just playing a deck that's just kind of fair, and then your opponent just starts doing really unfair things. And that game in particular, like, we just tore their hand apart. We got so much value on like hand disruption, Fire Covenant 2 for 1-ing, things like that, and it just didn't really matter because they still got to do the things they wanted to do that were unfair, and we weren't putting any pressure on them. Which, without Shieldred, this deck just doesn't put any pressure on your opponent, but that's okay. We get one more crack at it, so let's try again. All right, so this would be round 4, and I would like to respond. I would like to respond with a Jace avatar. Okay. Let's see. So, we don't have a green source. We have a card that I don't really know what it does. And we have this dude. Oh yeah, let's keep. So is this worth... Probably not worth not playing the tap land turn 1. Or playing the Mox and playing it turn 2. Yeah, actually, let's go ahead and do this. Doesn't seem like the strongest play in the world, but then next turn we can play the curtains and still activate this. So this draw a card and then discard a card. Okay. I can't get Glyph in anyway, so yeah, let's do this. Discard Swamp. We will exile that. So if it's a land, we create a treasure. Okay. Then we'll play the curtains. And so next turn we can play this dude. Oh, I guess not exiling it to put a land in the graveyard for Goyf might have been a thing. Or I could just flip this. Yes, we're going to go ahead and flip this. So we get something out of their hand and they draw. Okay. Emrakul, huh? So, I'm going to assume they have like a show and tell or something. They've got Ponder, they've got Chase. I think I'm just going to take the Emrakul so that if they draw whatever to get Emrakul into play, they cannot do so. All right, let's attack with this dude. All right, so this is going to make me a treasure token. So what I could do is make a treasure token and then play Tarmogoyf as an O1. Okay. Sure. So that puts it back into the graveyard. So it's actually not an O1, it's a 1/2. Alright, deal. I am beaten down with my revealing eye. Okay, so this can kill a planeswalker, which seems good. I get to draw a card off of it. We hit them down to 13. Killing me. Okay. So Spellbomb puts another thing in the graveyard for Goyf. So the question is, do I just kill Jace, or do I kill Jace with Urtai and attack them? I think I want to keep the pressure on them, so I'm going to kill Jace with Urtai. Future Planeswalker. That does give them a card, but in exchange for them drawing a card, I get to hit them down to 11. And I'm not sure if I want to play my land or if I want to keep that for currency converter, I guess. Probably not. Alright, there's no artifacts in the graveyard yet, right? Okay, Ponder seems good. So if all they do is, like, if they play a blocker and I can just bounce it with Spellbomb, what's that, 7/10? I take them to 1? Oh, Ponder, okay, there wasn't a sorcery in the graveyard before, so they're dead if they don't have anything. Alright, let's attack. Okay, sack this, draw a card. Are we doing it? Hey, we did it! Alright, 1-2 games. Had the aggro draw. So opponent's deck didn't really seem to get going. Yeah, I had fun. I knew what some of the cards did. That was cool. Opponent's deck didn't seem to get going, but they had an Emrakul, so presumably they could have done some scary Emrakul stuff. But I guess the decks that can do some scary stuff like that sometimes just don't do anything. And that's the benefit of being able to put pressure on your opponent. It doesn't necessarily give them time to do the things they want to do. Alright. We're just so many flarps. So many flarps in a row here. Opponent goes first. We don't have a second black source, which is unfortunate. I'm still going to keep this. We get to play this on turn 3. Oh, man. Okay, we did find a black source. That blocks Ragavan. So yeah, I guess I probably run this out and play the wall so that I can block Ragavan. Yep. That's it for now. Definitely no power 9 in my hand. So next turn we can go Verge Hierarch. I will be blocking. Obviously, if they have some burn spell to finish off the Concealing Curtains, that's a bummer, but we weren't going to not block Ragavan. Okay, them having nothing is great. So we can go up to 3 mana here, but that's not very helpful. So... It's a shame. So I'm just going to play... Well, actually, I guess I could go to 3 mana and then flip the curtains. The question is, would I attack if I did that? And the answer is... the Daily Double. So I hit them for 3, but they get a card. That's probably not good. So I'm just going to run out Hierarch and then pass. And then next turn we can play Shieldred or the 4/4 Trample Dude. It's probably Shieldred. Although, I mean, red has a hard time dealing with a 5 toughness creature. So I'm kind of wondering if maybe I run out the Oddity and then, like, let them use removal on that and then play Shieldred after. What do you do? Discard 2 cards. There are 7 more cards in your graveyard. Exile a card, and then you can play that card. Okay, that seems good. I think I still block Ragavan. Although they played a land. So there's not really anything they're going to be able to get. So I guess I block Tursa. Save myself the 1 damage. They're going to see what sweet stuff I have in my deck. Oh, they get a treasure off of that too. Alright, that was kind of dumb of me, I suppose. So I have 1 extra, so I don't have to play... I'll just play a tap land. And the Mox. And Shieldred. Alright, and then say go. Alright, we got some blockers. Hopefully they can't kill Shieldred. If they can't kill Shieldred, we are in okay shape. Faithless Looting doesn't do it. Oh, Faithless Looting when I have Shieldred definitely doesn't do it. Alright, so it's probably play the Oddity, and then I think I would just attack with that. So this would be a 5/5. Oh, okay, Preacher. And they have a Strip Mine. My Creeping Tar Pit? For either of my things, I suppose. Yeah, okay. Oh. Oh. Okay. So I could hymn them for their last 2 cards? So if they attack with the Preacher, they are going to get to make a 1/1 lifelink. And that's it? Alright, yep. I'm going to hymn them for their last 2 cards. Oh, what are you? That's not fair. Okay, that's not really that scary. Okay, so we're going to play... Well, yeah, we're going to play this. No. No, yeah, I only have 3 mana, but then I could flip this guy? Yeah, okay. Let's go ahead and flip this. Just to use my mana. I'm not going to attack. Okay, so I'm not blocking the Preacher with Shieldred. I'm not trading those. So they are going to get to hit me for 2, make a 1/1 lifelinker. But they can't really attack with either of their other dudes. Tursa. Oh, so they can attack with Tursa and get something with that. Okay, they flashback Looting. Shieldred has definitely done some work here. They kind of need to find an answer to that, or they are in trouble, big trouble. And if they attack with Preacher, then that opens them up to some attacks back. Okay, cool. Damn was a good draw. Damn, what a good draw. So unfortunately I can't play Damn and the Oddity, but if I Damn the Preacher and then I attack with... They could double block and trade both for Shieldred, and I get in for 4, taking them to 4. Or I just attack with the Eye, and if they double block, I kill both their dudes. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna damn the Preacher. And then we'll go to combat, we'll attack with the eye. And they either go to 4 or I kill both their dudes. Awesome. I'm happy to kill both their dudes. And then I'll just play my... Excuse me, I'll play my land. Alright, break even. Break even in record at least, 3-3. If we, you know, lose the third game. We may not lose the third game. But the third win's the biggest jump, right, when it comes to gem return. It goes from, what, 250 to 1,000. Right, 250 to 1,000. So I'm not going to get in on a big rant here about the prize structure for this format, but TLDR, it is god-awful. So being able to at least recoup 2/3 of my gems is good. But let's see if we can do a little bit better. Alright, so our opponent is untouchable. Last game was pretty sweet. I don't know about this. So we don't have any blue source. So what are we doing? We're on the draw with no blue source and playing like a deep cavern bat and nothing else. Ooh, boy. But if we do draw blue, then our hand is good-ish. And we have Aether Spellbomb to help us do it, and Deep Cavern Bat to slow him down. Alright. Alright, I talked myself into keeping. Alright, Deep Cavern Bat is getting a little less good, but now we can play Noble Hierarch. So there's our blue source. So we can play like Bat Ancestral this turn. Whenever it deals combat, exile, you play with this card this turn. If scout, and then you can make it a 3/2 double strike. Sorry, they can make it a 3/2 double strike if they pay 3. Okay, so I need to draw a red source so that I can get Fire Covenant online. Right, but I think I'm just going to start by Ancestraling. Okay, there's my red source. That's good, that's good. We'll play Swamp. We'll play this thing, and we'll play Bat. So they are going to get to attack me for 6 next turn if they do nothing else. So that's a little spooky. They have an Emrakul. Why does everyone have an Emrakul? Channel Emrakul. Channel Emrakul. But that's double green, and they have no green source right now. Broadside Bombardiers, on the other hand, or Chandra. They don't have any artifact production. 2 damage to any target. I guess if I don't take the Bombardiers, then whatever I take, they could just sack and kill my bat and get it back. Not crazy about them having Chandra, though. They didn't level... Oh, they can level it up as an instant. Okay. So I can Fire Covenant for 1, or 2 rather, and kill this thing, which seems... Oh, they get to play Mox Diamond off of that? That's cool. Okay, so... So it's probably... So this thing has lifelink, so the question is how important is it to kill this guy? Pretty important. They get to play Chandra next turn, most likely. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna play the village. I'm gonna attack with this bat. 2 lifelinks seems good. We'll Fire Covenant this dude. Okay. And then we'll play Aether Spellbomb. Next turn, we can pay Preacher. Oh, we have Urtai to deal with Chandra. I didn't even think about that. That's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet indeed. Hieroglyph. Oh no. Well, there's their Broadside Bombardiers. Ooh, that's a draw. Yeah, I think I Mind Twist them for 4. Seems good. Well, of course, they do still have Pyroglyph, and I made that bigger. But thank you. That was a good draw. All right, cool. So we get to play Preacher and Baleful Strix, I suppose. Let's start with Strix and see what we draw. Creeping Tar Pit, and then we'll play Preacher. Oh, maybe I should have left open blue so that I could bounce. Well, I don't think there's a world where I'm bouncing Pyroglyph, so I'll take that back. So we'll just go ahead and... Do I play the tap land or do... Yeah, because I'm going to want to keep the Spell Bomb to bounce something, so... we can trade Strix for Pyroglyph. So... If I attack with this, then I get to make a 1/1 lifelinker and trade it with the Pyroglyph. That's probably fine. And I'm just going to keep the Baleful Strix back so that they can... Oh! Right, Exalted, never mind. It doesn't trade. Haha. I know what my cards do. Okay, so do I want to play Luis? Oh, I guess I could have attacked. I keep forgetting I have Creeping Tar Pit. Alright, I think we're going to play that, and then I could Luis for... was that 6, taking them to 9, and I go up to 15, and then next turn I start drawing instead of losing cards, and I've got a big Luis in play? Yeah. Sure. Wait. 2, 4, 6. That's a Spell Bomb. There we go. Cool. Thanks again. Sorry for taking so long. Oh no! Comet! This is a card. Just don't roll a 6, okay? 2. Create 2 1/1s that get haste. 3. Mana value 2 or less. They don't have a graveyard. Alright. So, we've got Urtai to deal with Comet. The question is, can I just win? So if I kill one of their blockers, they still have a chumper. So we're just going to Urtai 3, 4, 5. So I think I attack Comet with Luis first. Or I attack Preacher. So if I attack Comet with Luis, they just chump and I kill one of their dudes. If I attack with Preacher, I need it to be Exalted. Yeah. So, but then I don't draw a card. Ugh. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna do that. I'm not so sure on this, but like this is just kind of making them chump first. And then I'm going to gain a bunch of life. And then I'm going to Urtai and kill their thing. I was between that and using Preacher so I could draw a card, but... and then we have Currency Converter that we can get out there. So we'll say go. And then on their turn we'll use Currency Converter to loot. We can bounce something. We can bounce their 1/1 and then Alpha Strike in. What's this guy do? You create a treasure if you do target... Okay, that's good. We do own a couple of artifacts. Oh, let's see what's going on here. I mean, bouncing the Goyf just to... okay. So... choose 3. So... how do I know how many modes they've done? So destroy an artifact and then I guess they're doing 2 damage to every creature? Okay, so we'll draw and discard. Discard that. Decline. Oh, they're only doing 1, okay. So I guess they have a choice? I didn't know if there was a way to see what they use there. Okay, so we got Tameo and we've got Shieldred. This thing is so big. Gross. Alright, so I'm going to attack with Lewis. Sorry, Luis. And then I'm just going to route Shieldred and Tameo. Man, that Mind Twist was huge. That was certainly the draw of the game. I don't know about this channel without having seen a single green source. Oh, I guess they did have Thornspire Verge. Okay. That opens me up to be able to attack with a Preacher. Alright. So I'll be able to flip Tameo next turn with the Spell Bomb and good game. I was gonna say I'd be able to flip Tameo next turn with the Spell Bomb and her Clue, but unnecessary. So on to a winning record, right? At least 4 wins, and now we are basically break even at 1,400 gems and the random packs that we get. So, all right, we can keep it going. This big scary demon lady thing. So we're on the draw, which is good. We've got Mind Twist, Fire Covenant, which has been an MVP, Mosswood Dread Knight. I think this is a keep. We'll start with the Triome. And probably just Dread Knight turn 2. Or not Dread Knight, but draw, lose 1, and then probably look to like Mind Twist him for 2 on turn 3, something like that. We'll see. Be nice to draw my Mox so I can get, you know, or Soul Ring or something like that, so that I can get a bigger Mind Twist off. I guess the 3 mana Hymn to Torax not as impressive, but if I can get up to 4 mana before they run their hand out, and so I can make them discard like their last 3 cards or something like that, that would be pretty good. All right, let's see. But let's go ahead and see what they're doing. Excuse me. Fought a couple of aggressive opponents. On the draw both times, I think, too, and managed to win both of those. I guess, you know, like a Jundi mid-rangey, well, not that we're as Jundi anymore, but mid-rangey deck is going to be decent against that type of opponent. Okay, I think I am going to go ahead and draw one here. And we can do Leovold. Oh, we don't have a blue source. And we drew Recall. Well, that's awkward. That is awkward. So Mox Sapphire would be even better now. Soul Ring. Okay. I'm okay with this. So we'll get Dread Knight out there. I guess they can Mana Leak my Dread Knight. Nope. I guess they can Mana Leak my Soul Ring. Nope. Okay. So this gives us Mind Twist for 4 next turn. Okay. That's fine. So now, like I said, I kind of want to Mind Twist for 4, but at the same time, if I don't cast the Dread Knight now, I lose it, which the question is, do I mind losing the value? Oh, never mind, the Reclamation stage. I'll float a couple colorless. Oh, that's a shame. But it does give us more reason to get the Dread Knight out there. Okay, we really need to draw land here. Okay, we did. We drew Swamp. We still don't have a blue source, though, which is a bummer. But now we can run the Dread Knight out. And then hopefully we draw another land, and then next turn we can twist them for 4. And then I'd feel pretty good about our position in this game. So I'm going to manifest an untapped blue source. I don't know if I even have any of those left, since I did cut the island. Well, that's an untapped land. So take 2, twist them for 4. Deal. Deal, deal, deal. Alright, so 4. The old 4 for 1 Mind Twist. So Dread Knight trades for either of their dudes. We're not going to be attacking. What does this guy do? That's a lot of words. Pyrokinesis was good. A good hit. Okay. So really in the market of a blue source here. But this Dread Knight is stopping their board quite nicely. I have been probed. 3-Eye Atlas has come for me. Alright, one of their cards being a land is good. They don't have any man lands, right? Alright, I feel like we're in okay shape, especially if we draw a blue source. Alright, that's a big Tarmogoyf. I don't feel like I need to Covenant their dude, so I think I'm going to start attacking, right? Because I'm going to play Goyf. I don't see any universe where they trade, right? Yeah, so I'm just kind of the beatdown now. And we've got Fire Covenant up in case they do something scary. They know my entire hand. Goyf is the only card they didn't know about, but playing a 2-mana 5/6 seems good. So I could wipe their board. I would take 6, right? Because I take 2 off the giant. Is there already an instant in the graveyard? I have to... Oh, there is now. Okay. Wait, no, that's not in the graveyard. It's just on an adventure. There is an instant in the graveyard. Okay. Braid Mana Crypt. So Braid doesn't do a whole lot for them. I don't know if they even want to play Mana Crypt. I mean, they don't need the mana for anything, and they don't want to take in, what, a 1.5 damage per turn on average. We're so ahead on cards, but, like, we're not, really. Because I don't have a blue source to play any of these cards in my hand. That's pretty unfortunate. Okay, Questing Druid is just another thing that's going to get covenanted here. Okay, so I guess they're looking to trade the giant and their Braid for my Goyf. And I don't think I'm okay with that, so I think I am just going to Fire Covenant for 5. And then I take a 2 extra from the giant, so I go to 9. But I Wrath them, and I have 8 power on the board. So I think that's going to be the play. So Fire Covenant for 5. Oh, actually... They do... So, hold on. So since they have a Braid... They could do that in response and put a 1/1 counter on Questing Druid. So I guess I want to do this for 6. And hopefully they don't have 2 instants. 1, 2, 3. 2. Okay. So I don't know. They could have another 1-mana instant. They could have like a Lightning Bolt for that matter. That would be very good. So if they could play Braid and Lightning Bolt in response, and then their Questing Druid lives. Okay. Okay, good. Whew. Caught myself there. Almost
Is there a deeper meaning to
screwed that up. All right, island. All right, that's a goofy looking island, but it is kind of an island. So we'll run that out. Finally found a blue source. Luis was a good draw. Beat down with the Goyf. Take him to 5. Oh! I'm stupid. I should have played my Dread Knight. Alright, they're looking for something. They get to draw their second card. Okay. And then hopefully they concede, so I don't have to play out this game where I did not, Oh, Ponder. Okay, so they do get to flip Tameo, but I'm gonna get to Luis for 4? Yeah, because they flip Tameo and they're just gonna... This will go down to a 4 power. but they're left with only 2 mana. They got looks at a lot of cards. Really glad I caught myself and did the extra damage to the questing druid. I almost fired off that Fire Covenant. This card is so good. Holy moly. It's so good in particular in this deck where I can use life as a resource, because like tipping down to 7 was a little scary, but then we just drew Luis right afterwards. They're certainly in a position with some things to think about. Actually, I guess Tamiya flipped its -1, right? So even with the Exalted trigger, they're still dead. Right? Okay, so I think I just go for it with the Goyf attack. Okay, Snuff Out. Alright, Snuff Out was good, but not quite good enough. 2, 3. I want to leave my Hierarch untapped so that I can recall if needed. Ooh, just in case they have something. Alright. Was that 5 wins, I think? Yeah, so officially into profit territory. 1,600 gems and a couple games away from a trophy. That would be cool. Definitely have not gotten a trophy yet. I think 5 wins is the highest I've gone in one of these. So, yeah, let's keep going. All right, so many beta avatars today. Beta avatars and blue decks. Okay, or aggro decks is what I meant to say. This hand doesn't seem amazing, but we're on the play with Mind Twist. No accelerants, but Mind Twist. So I'm going to run the curtains out, and then I can play Spellbomb into tap land. And then next turn, the turn after that, I can either flip the curtains or Mind Twist, depending on what's going to make more sense. There's our acceleration. So I could flip the curtains this turn and go aggressive. All right, I'm gonna do that. So I've got my blue source, I've got my black source. I guess I'll take a red source. No, I don't have a green, right? Yeah, so I have to take Bayou. All right, let's see what they're working with. Getting a look at their hands, pretty cool. Oh no, it's cards I don't know what they do. Okay, so they've got a Mana Vault. This thing, look at the top 3, put one in your hand, one in the bottom one, exile one, and you can play the exile this turn. Tireless Tracker. Investigates. Okay, Tireless Tracker could be a little bit scary. What? This created. That is so many words. There's so many words, and I think I'm going to take that. So the only question is if I let them have Tireless Tracker, and I guess I probably do. I'm just going to take that. They're going to get to play Tireless Tracker next turn. And then I twist them. I only twist them for 2. That's probably not good. I probably just play my tap land and then twist them for 3 or hopefully 4 the following turn. So that means we are only playing Spellbomb. I could bounce. Oh, okay. Okay, they're just playing a ton of accelerants. So now a twist for 3 is looking pretty good, actually. So yeah, let's go ahead and attack. God, Mind Twist has been an insane card, and I almost didn't take it because I already had so much hand disruption when it came around. I did not get their unknown card. That's kind of lame. Thanks. Yeah, that's not exactly a fair card. Do we have enough? Yeah, we're gonna have enough in our graveyard to dig through time. Not this turn, but the turn after. Let's go ahead and Dread Whispers first. Okay, let's attack. Gonna play the Triome. Gonna play the Dread Knight. Alright, we are doing it. Ice Cradle. They have so much mana available to them. Actually, not really. I guess it's not really that much. I'm being a little hysterical here. So I could bounce their Llanowar Elves just to slow them down. And at this stage, that's probably good enough. Because I'm going to do that, and then I either hit them down to 3 or they lose their wall thingy. And this is probably enough to slow them down so that they can't draw something scary enough to kill me. Although they do have Mana Vault too. I forgot about that. Duh. But so with that, they only have access to 8, 9 mana now. That's probably a lot. Okay. That's not scary. That's not scary. That's not scary. All right. 1 game away from a trophy. Which feels particularly nice when I'm so inexperienced about the format. I don't even remember what these prize packs are. I think I got 1 of them. Remember what special thing they are, but cool. Let's try to get another one. All right, so last round, one way or the other, we're fighting against a Johnny who has some hubris, apparently. We are on the play, which is great. Ooh, his hand's a little suspicious, but we do... So it's suspicious because we're not going to get to Tamiyo on turn 1, unfortunately, but what we do get to do is play Tamiyo on turn 2 and then Ancestral Recall, flip Tamiyo on turn 3. So that seems okay. We have no black sources and 2 double black cards, but I am counting on Ancestral to find us some black sources. Our opponent's Preordaning, and they have a Lutri. 2 top. Well, that's never what you like to see. Okay, still no black sources. Excuse me, sorry. Pentad Prism, okay. Okay, so that makes me think that my Tamiyo is probably going to live. So let's attack first. Get a clue. Do 0 damage. Play Ancestral. Flip Tamiyo. Alright.
I'd love to hear stories from your home.
So we play land. I guess I'll go ahead and draw off Dread Knights. Wait, oh shit, I don't have a black source. Never mind, I'm not going to do that at all. So I could put Ancestral just back in my hand. But I think I'm going to keep Tamiyo alive here, and then we'll put Ancestral back in my hand next turn. I guess I'll run this out as a 3-2. I have so much card draw. I've got Strix still. I've got Dig Through Time. I've got Tamiyo to get back Ancestral Recall, which if they don't kill Tamiyo, that's definitely what I'm going to do next turn. I do still need to draw some black sources. Any black sources would be great. Let's see what our opponent's up to. Tinker. Oh, no. Well, I guess we could just lose the game here. What does this do? Sacrifice 10 non-land permanents. Each opponent. Okay, so they did have Urtai to take care of Tamiyo, which is unfortunate. So...
I'll find a quieter place to read.
Okay, so this is good. Is that... I mean... Presumably they're better Tinker targets, right? I mean, I guess maybe they just didn't find them. Excuse me. Okay, stock up. Okay. Oh boy, I'm scared. They're taking all the damage in the world. With that in mind, I'm probably just gonna play this. So I'll play Untapped Overgrown Tomb, and then play the 4/4 Hasty Trempley Dude. And then I'll be presenting 7 damage. They'll probably trade off Urtai for the Dread Knight. Okay. Okay. They do have 2 blue up, so of course they could have Counterspell of any flavor. So let's go ahead and try this. I don't really have another play that I would want to do here. Mana Drain, that's a pretty good one. Alright, so even if they block, I do trample over for 1, I get to draw a card. I'm not feeling very great about things here, but I need to put as much pressure on them as possible, given their Bolas' Citadel here. And the fact that they're going to have gazillions of mana now. They're pretty far away from having 10 non-land permanents, though. Quit looking at my clue. Leave my clue alone. Alrighty, so... what's our plan for next turn? So we still don't have double black. Oh, wait, we do have double black because we have that tramp. Never mind. Shieldred seems like it's going to be very, very good against their deck, especially now that they just played LED. Oh, are they gonna storm me out? I don't know how many spells they've cast so far this turn, but it certainly feels like they're looking to kill me this turn. I even thought that was Tendrils at first. Wow. Okay. So I'm assuming that's gonna find... they don't have the mana to Tendrils, so probably Brain Freeze and then I die? Or I guess they could LED Tendrils. Well, no, that doesn't work. Okay, the fact that they're not slamming Brain Freeze off this Talisman has me a little confused. Man, if I had managed to resolve Shieldred at some point in the past couple turns, ooh, they'd have been in big trouble, mister. If I get to see another turn... oh, I don't even get to see what card they pick. If I get to see another turn, trying to resolve Shieldred's probably the plan. I find it really hard to believe. They took so long there, and now they're playing Night's Whisper. Yeah, I have not been keeping track of how many spells they played this turn, but maybe they were counting before they grabbed Brain Freeze. But they played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Have they really only played 6 spells? Opponent sacrifices a creature. Okay, so 7. I think it's 7. If my math is right, it's 7. So that's going to be, it's 21, right? So I'll be okay. And then I'll play Shieldred and win. The suspense is killing me. It's definitely possible that I miscounted, though. But they would need 9 to have Brain Freeze kill me, right? So... 7. Yeah, okay. So... yeah, I think I'm okay. Because now I'll play Shieldred and... I mean, they could have a instant speed removal spell on upkeep, but otherwise they're just dead. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Should end up with 2 cards left. Goodbye, my Mox. So they have 1 blue floating. Blue floating in LED. I don't think that's enough. Luis would have gotten there without having to rely on them drawing. So if they hadn't milled Luis, I could have wish clawed for it. Right? And then Luis them. But I can't think of anything else that I could do the direct damage with. They killed my haste creature. So it's just slam Shieldred, right? And cross our fingers? Yeah, okay. Yeah, because... Ah! Hey! We did it! Alright, that was a great way to trophy our opponent. Storming off and being one spell away from winning the game. That's, I don't know. Like I said, I'm new to cubing, but I feel like that's kind of what it's all about. That is a hell of a game of Magic cards right there. All right, 7-0 with this deck that I have no idea if it's good or not, but it won. Till the next time.